Hello, and welcome to the second part of this little mini alternate universe, where if me and my dog Katie were in Total Drama. This time, we're doing Season 2, and we're doing Total Drama Action. So, explanation for those who still haven't watched the show when I said it multiple times in the last video. But this is gonna be more of a spoiler since it's the second season. You should know this already. And about Bro, I'm like Corey Extension, I'm just freaking stuttering. But as I was saying, like, you need to go. Bro, how did I fumble that badly? How did you mess up that word? Oh my god, you idiot. You freaking idiot. This is editing plush here and you still mess it up. Go watch the show. Go watch Total Drama Island in action and then come back to this video. Actually, no, watch the World Tour also, which is the third season. So, yeah. And if you have watched Island, then go watch Action. Boom, okay, easy. Simple enough, unless if y'all don't listen. It's your fault if you get spoiled. Because you did that yourself. Alright, so you guys might notice, like, some characters don't really, seem to be here. Like, Ezekiel, or Eva, or... who else can I mention? Tyler, yeah, someone like that. So... yeah, this is the... it'll still... okay, so, once again, for those who haven't seen it, there's a special in Total Drama Island where, like, all of the contestants try to, like, win back the $1 million because Owen made, like, an offer and he said he wanted to find it, so, yeah. And I feel like I just probably would have no idea where it is. I could barely find some stuff in my house anyways, so it makes you think I'm gonna find some briefcase in the middle of an island. And Katie the dog is Katie the dog. I would say that, but Katie the dog is actually the most overpowered character in this whole universe. So basically, Katie just, like, tracks it down, and then she sees it in a tree, and then she boosts up, and then grabs it. But then everyone sees Katie running off with the case, and now we're all chasing her, including me. And, like, some stuff happens to, like, the other contestants, which makes them not make it into the season. Also, I kind of spoiled this on accident. Alright, so, yeah, that's basically what happened. So, for the ones that did chase Katie down, and all freaking tumbled onto each other, are in action now. So, yeah, let's get started. Okay, so for the first challenge, it's a monster movie challenge, because this season is based off of, like, films. And just don't get caught by the actually, no, I'm not even gonna explain it. So, yeah, I don't know who would win, me or Owen. Actually, no, wait, Katie could win. Never mind. What am I talking about? So, Katie wins, the immunity. And then Katie would, like, eat all the prop food. Because she has a goat-like a stomach. And now... Katie gets to choose the trailer, which is irrelevant for us. Yeah. And Katie chooses the squash one, so yeah. That, not really important, but still, I'm gonna say it. Okay. Now we got the alien challenge. So... yeah, I'm definitely getting caught, bro. I'm not athletic enough. Now, will Katie the dog win? I don't think so. So nothing changes because Gwen and Trent are still here. Yeah. Why were you derailed so hard, Trent? Come on. What happened to you, man? But as I was saying, nothing changes. These goons go home. Alright, this season, They picked the teams instead of Chris. So I'm gonna skip some stuff that won't be really changing in the plot. Okay, so here's a change. In the original, Trent picks Owen, but since I exist, and I did win in this alternate universe when you think about it, he would pick me for strategy reasons. And then Gwen picks Owen. So now it kind of changes some stuff up. And then I would try to convince Trent to pick Harold. So Harold's on my team. And I think they would want Izzy on the team. So Katie is on the gaffers. Or not gaffers. Grips. Get up there, Katie. I swear. Okay. And there we go. Alright, now make a movie challenge. So the first part was just pull up some like trailers. I don't know. Yeah, I don't think anything changes. Wait, no. Because I think they would have Owen pull it up. So then that means they would win. So now the second part. Now I would say these guys would win, but here's the thing: they have Izzy on their team. Ooh, actually, or you know what? Randomizer, since both of them kind of did act, so I'm gonna choose. Okay, it chose Izzy, so Izzy is going up. And now for us, I would volunteer because if you guys know my channel, then you should know. And with all the voices I can do, and Izzy going off key, I feel like I could win and clutch for the team. No, I'm not being a narcissist. Okay, so this means these goons lose. Now, I feel like she would vote for Duncan. Shauna would also vote for them. But DJ would probably join in too. Izzy's just going home in general. Yep, Izzy's gone. Alright, the boring filler episode. Nothing changes. What? Yo, I apologize for having the stroke right there. Hey, yo, stroke? Not playing. Okay, so nothing changes besides Trent's derailment, I shall say. So he's gonna throw the challenge like a scrub, and then now I'm gonna have beef with Trent because he lost us the challenge. Yeah, I don't know. With his frickin' 3,000-foot forehead. Okay. So they would win, but nothing really matters. And now the real episode. The Western Challenge, or whatever the heck. Okay, so the first part was just to, like, jump on, like, a horse. And I'm gonna calculate the scores real quick. Okay, so for the grips, Lindsay jumps, Beth jumps, Harold jumps. And I think Katie would actually slip off on accident. Wait, no, I'm an idiot. Dogs can't climb. Okay, never mind. She doesn't do anything. Trent, freaking lost his kids, let's just say that. And Justin doesn't want to jump. And I feel like there would be some sort of way for me to miss. Now these goons. Okay, so I think only Gwen and Duncan made it. So this means we win the first part. So now we're the Cowboys and they are the cows. But once again, Trent throws the bag. He freaking sells the bag and these goons win. And yeah, I would be pretty pissed off at Trent. And yes, this channel's not friendly family anymore, dude. No, it's not freaking X-rated or anything. Calm down. But, yeah. And I think Katie would really like Trent. I don't know. Trent's gone. Oh, I forgot. Yeah, I guess Gwen told us to vote for Trent, but I already wanted to vote for Trent because I've seen Trent freaking simp in the distance. Okay, it's the prison challenge. Sorry, had to get out my Ben voice real quick. Okay, so since Justin saw Gwen and Trent like break up and stuff, Trent would convince What did I just say? Justin had like a deal with Gwen or something, where Gwen shall help the Grips win. So we're getting carried by Gwen because she's out here stalling her other team. Oh, and by the way, the picks won't be changed for this section. Lindsay and Gwen still eat. Alright, and now the part where they push the carts. Also, if you might hear laughing in the background, that's just them being obnoxiously loud. I apologize for that. I'll shut the door after this, like, one take. So, yeah. Anyways, I feel like, actually, I forgot one thing. So, in the show, Izzy finds the grips, and I feel like that would still happen. So now, she would lead us to the way out. I'm an idiot again! She was on this team! Alright, so this time I feel like Gwen would bash the shovel onto Owen's head. And I guess Izzy's too slow. And we still win. And Izzy freaking betrays them and goes on the Vis team. And I feel like Gwen still goes home no matter what. So yeah. Okay, I should shut the door. And no, I'm not turning that fan off. I love the fan so much. Okay. You can probably hear it if you just listen. Yeah, I'm not turning that fan off. You can't make me. Doctor Challenge, a filler episode. Do not need to do anything. I guess Lashana still gets a reward. Oh no. Where the frick are you? Okay. Now the real episode. The horror movie challenge. Okay. I actually forgot. I forgot. Research time. Okay, so I feel like these goons would try to scare us. And they would run. He would run. Yeah, these goons would run away. Harold would for sure run away. Like, yeah, everyone just runs out the thing. I guess Katie would just bark, I don't know. And I would realize that's all fake. So I would stay in the thing. So now it's just me and Katie left in the thing. But then I feel like they would actually... Oh, I feel... I apologize in the slightest. I feel like I would just see a spider on the ground and I would freaking jolt out of there. And yes, I would actually do that in real life. And if you don't have spiders in your house, then good for you. Rest in peace to the Australians, though. Alright, so it's just Katie left. And nothing is scaring Katie. So then I feel like they would lose. And nothing changes because DJ still quits. Because he had an alliance with Chef. So yeah. Dude, we're demolishing the gaffers right now. Alright, disaster challenge. Nothing important except for Owen getting his jaw broken. But that's literally it. Alright. World War I challenge. So, I guess some unnecessary details. Lashana still drinks the freaking smoothie. Yeah. And then we got Admiral Lindsay over here in charge. So now, no, I feel like they would still win because of Lashana. So we lose, and now the voting process. So Justin charms Lindsay and Beth, and wants Izzy gone because she said he wasn't cute. And then I just feel like Justin is too much of like a freaking, I don't know, drama queen. And I think Katie's just gonna be in her own world right now. And I think Harold also votes for Justin. So me, Harold, and Izzy vote Justin. And the three of these guys vote Izzy. But then, I feel like Katie would just freaking choose a random person. So Katie would actually vote themselves. And now, Justin and Izzy tie. And Izzy will win the challenge because she's just built different. So Justin is going home. So yeah. Yeah, I know, we lost the villain early. Don't complain to me. Alright, the heist movie challenge. Before we do anything, I got one thing to do. Okay. So the thing you saw earlier was Courtney. Ignore the voice crack, I'm still going for puberty, where you freaking call it. But yeah, she joins the grips, but I feel like we still lose. And LaShawn is still left behind. Oh wait, something changes. Okay, so I feel like Katie would be locked in the vault. Yeah, not really important. Actually, no, I feel like they would probably target me since I'm a goober. So I think... Actually, no, they still save me, yeah. And I'm not like a big back, so... Okay, that's a big lie, I am. But not much of a big back. To be hangry. And since Owen probably would never be locked into the safe, that would probably mean he wouldn't go hangry. And without him going hangry, this means they would still win. So we lose. And I feel like I just vote Courtney, honestly. Harold would vote Courtney, Katie would vote Courtney, Izzy would vote Courtney, Beth would vote Courtney, Lizzie would vote Courtney, honestly. But Chris doesn't count it, so instead, I feel like Courtney would be a female like Katie. I'll just say that, and vote Katie, so Katie's gone, and now Courtney is my enemy, and I find her the most overrated character in total drama. Sorry, I got a little personal there. Yeah, Courtney freaking going off chain with that. Okay, so caveman time. Time to turn your brain off. So you know what rhymes with plush? A flush. And I will flush this competition. So I'm sorry for that corny joke. I think they'd still win though. I don't know. Or we would. But this is a non-elimination, which means it's filler. Sports time. Alright, now this is gonna be more complicated. Since there's like more people here. So I feel like the worst two people on this team would probably sit out for this competition. And I feel like it's gonna be me. Yeah, me. Actually, no, I think I barely passed out by Harold and Lindsay. So yeah, these two goons would be sitting out. And for the boxing challenge, I think it would be me versus Owen. And I feel like Owen will be like the... Okay, call me uncultured for this, but I actually forgot the dude's name from WWE. Iron the Giant. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. You can hate on me for all that. Rest in peace to that guy. But I feel like Owen would just frickin' demolish me. Pause. So he gets the point. And I think next is the frickin' tennis challenge. Okay, you know what? I have a rule. If someone wins a challenge, then they'll go in front. Alright, I think Beth also wins. And now for the wrestle challenge. Courtney still demolishes. Alright, now it's just Izzy versus Lashana. I feel like Izzy would be crazy in basketball. So I feel like we get the advantage. And I think we would win the cheerleading part. So this means these goons lose. And they found out Lashana faked cried to get the reward back in the doctor challenge. But since Lashana cheerleaded, and it was so good, but these two decided to vote Heather. So Heather's gone. Okay, the merge. And you know it's very unfortunate, we... Actually... Yeah, never mind. So the 16 reference still plays out, but with just me and Owen and Izzy. There. Yeah. And without Justin. And I feel like Courtney's still Oh, actually... It'll be a tie, but it'll be close between Izzy and Courtney. But I feel like Courtney would clutch. But Usually, actually no, not yet, not yet, not yet. Is what I would say if this weren't an actual elimination, because in the original it's a non, but there's 2 extra people, so this means one has to go home. Okay, so a little mini alliance between Harold, Lashana, and Duncan over here. These 2 would definitely vote together. And I feel like I would probably try. Now, this is a little villain side of me, but I feel like I would try to manipulate Lindsay by saying Tyler would be so disappointed if you didn't vote for Izzy, because Izzy is a threat. And I feel like Harold would be on my side. And I feel like these 2 would be a little bit smarter about this. And they would probably vote off Izzy, since she's a threat in the challenges. A second threat, you shall say. And she even betrayed them before. So I feel like Izzy is going home. Alright, superhero movie. Courtney still wins. And I feel like Owen would probably be the Blob from X-Men. Shots fired. And I feel like I would be Missouri Man. Go watch Switchy One's video to understand that reference. That's all I'm gonna say. Yeah. Courtney still wins though. So now, nothing changes. Lashana still goes. I don't care. Alright, Fairy Tale Challenge. Alright, so we got the princes. Me, Duncan, Owen, and Harold. Owen would fail to be a prince. So it's just me, Harold, and Duncan. And Courtney would be the princess. But then I'd forfeit. Actually, no, hold on, not yet. So then, we have to save Courtney. But then I would try to climb on top. Evan. Wait, now what am I talking about? Okay, so I feel like Duncan would actually make it to the top. But then Courtney would push Duncan off, since it's like a free-for-all. So now Courtney wins for the billionth time in a row. And we lose. Duncan would probably vote for Harold. Harold would probably vote for... He'd just vote Beth, honestly. And me and Harold are bros, so I feel like I would also vote Beth. And these 2 would probably vote for Duncan. And Owen doesn't know who to choose, so he votes Courtney, even though she's already immune. And Courtney just votes off Harold too. But Beth still goes home. Murder mystery, nothing changes, so we're gonna skip this episode. But Lindsay wins the reward and chooses Duncan to go see a movie with her. Okay, so I'm just gonna rewrite something here a little bit. Owen doesn't rejoin since he's already here, and the only reason he was here is for because he was supposed to be like a mole and just like cause drama. But I feel like that wouldn't happen since he's here, and I think Chris would really think of something else. So that doesn't happen. And now for the guitar challenge. Duncan wins the first part. And then the freaking walk away, what do you call it? Lindsay would win some sorts like that. And I feel like Courtney would just win immunity again. So yeah, isn't that exciting? Alright, we vote together. And I feel like we'd vote off Lindsay, because we don't know her that well. And Duncan and Courtney would vote Lindsay. And Lindsay would actually vote herself on accident. And a tiebreaker happens, and Duncan would probably win. So Lindsay goes home. Yes, that still happens. I'm sorry. Alright, this is irrelevant. So, you know what that means? We can't do anything about this. I guess Harold freaking punches Duncan, though. Which is kind of a Chad moment of Harold. Or Space Challenge. I feel like nothing really changes with, like, the first part. And now the freaking spinning part. I feel like, okay, Beth isn't here. But you know what? I feel like I don't really get that nausea. Like, actually, I don't. So I feel like... Okay. Little side note of me. Little info. I did this thing as, like... Almost said as a kid, but I'm still one. But when I was younger... I would actually spin around in circles for fun. And don't really, like, freaking get sick. Or get nauseated. So... I feel like I would win this challenge. Because Courtney would forfeit because of the barf. And yes, I would go and barf for money. Because at the end of the day, I would still go in. I would still be grossed out, but I still win though. So yeah, plush. Why did I just say my own name? Me and Harold are gonna vote with each other. Owen votes Courtney. Duncan votes Harold for killing... Or for Harold killing Duncan's pet tarantula, which... Side note, again, if you have a tarantula as a pet, do you just not have, like, a fear system? Not even a fear system, just... Why would you want that type of pet? Get a dog, a cat, or parrot. Bunny. Anything... I would... You know what? Hot take. Hot take. I would rather have... Don't start this. I would rather have a snake as a pet than a freaking tarantula. That's my hot take right there. And if you own a tarantula, I'm not gonna hate on you. But hey, if you say so, if you want it crawling out of the tank, freaking have you to catch it. Alright, we vote together. And they would vote against Harold. And in this universe, Owen wouldn't be caught by Harold as a mole. Because he was never one to begin with. So this means Owen would vote with us. And Courtney goes home. Get out of my sight, Courtney. Freaking taking out Katie like that. Animal challenge, okay. So Owen would still pick the bear. And I'm not an idiot. I don't pick the shark. So I would call dibs on the raccoon. Because I already have a raccoon living with me, aka Katie. Duncan would still pick the iguana, which means Harold is stuck with the shark. I feel like Harold just has a bad time. I don't think he's gonna clutch. And then I learned that the raccoon's all smart like this. So I kind of vibe with it. And then we would actually make it to the finish. So this means I win immunity. No, I'm not freaking glazing. Alright. Me and Harold would vote together. We would probably vote Duncan off. And Duncan would just vote Harold. And Owen doesn't know who to choose, so he votes himself. So Duncan goes home. And Chris says I have to choose one last person to be safe. Because in this universe, Owen doesn't get fired and eliminated. But it doesn't matter because I know Harold more, so Owen goes home. So now, the finale. Now, in this universe, I would actually... Okay, so there's like a little safe that crushes Harold a little bit. So this means I actually wouldn't go near him. I actually wouldn't help him. So I would go to the finish line, I would celebrate, and then I would come back and make sure Harold isn't dead or something. go watch Switchy's video if you haven't gotten that reference. But seriously though, I'd actually do that in real life. But yeah, I win total drama action. Let's go. This ain't glazing. I swear it is not. But if you want to see a world tour, I guess just let me know. Or I'll do it. I don't care. But if you sat for this random video, then good for you. And thank you for sticking around. And yeah. So I guess see you guys next time. And this is Plush signing off. And I'd also recommend you check out Total Plush Ultra episode 3. Alright, that's all I have to say. Peace out.